The funding that comes from the programming all goes into the special parks fund that we've just described, and that's what's going to go on there. The ice rink itself is probably the only piece in Parks and Rec that actually funds itself. I want to say last year the revenue stream from the ice rink was about $7,400 more than its expenses. Going into this year, the director, Mr. Gustav, has raised the fees for ice time to all of the schools who rent it and what have you. And I believe even the gate for open skate has been raised. So there is at this point, it's very likely that we're going to be able to keep the ice rink open only because it truly funds itself and will create a revenue that may help somewhere else in the general fund.
Did you say likely to keep it open? I'm sorry?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Okay.
And as far as the softball tournaments and those things, I thought we did very well this summer. I mean, is that?
I would say, and Mr. Gustav could speak to it, but I believe that is true too, that we had a successful summer by raising those fees. However, they really don't fund the entire department. When we talk about the cost of running those tournaments like that, you have the cost of the care of the property, the management team, the rec supervisors, and so on and so forth. We don't really amortize their pay into each one of those events. So even though the baseball and softball tournaments were a decent fundraiser this year, they didn't truly fund themselves in entirety. But they did much better than they had in the past, because the Parks Department has done a great job of trying to raise their revenue stream to keep their programming in place the best they can.
And those numbers from those events are in the special fund?
That's correct.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Mr. Chairman?
Yes.
Just for everybody's information, the fees generated by the ice rink stay in the general fund.
Okay.
That's a general fund item.
Okay. Mr. Gibbs again.
Yeah, Mr. Chairman, through you. As harsh as you may think it is, I think we can come up with a road salt by cutting some staff in the mayor's office and safety service director. If we don't have salt, we don't have safety on the roads, and the residents call us, and then they call you and say, well, gee, we're out of money, we don't have any salt. I could answer that question. So I'd much rather sacrifice some bodies in your offices to put salt on the road to create safety. That's my feeling.
Thank you, Mr. Gibbs. Now, yes, Mayor.
Yeah, Mr. Chairman, I just remind you that our department, combined the mayor's office and the safety service director's office, is down in staff 25%. It's about the largest. There's only a couple of departments that are slightly larger than that in terms of a percentage. So our department is down by 25%. In addition to being down 25% personnel, the remaining members have taken a 10% pay cut. So that you don't find that in any other department. The auditor's office is similar to that. I believe their staff is down 27% over the last 10 years, and they've also taken a 10%. So there's been considerable sacrifice. At the same time, the workload mounts. So there is still work to be done, contrary to your beliefs, but there's considerable work going on in those offices, and it's being done by fewer and fewer people. So the cuts are proportionate across the board, but the mayor's and safety service director's office, with 25% less personnel and a 10% pay cut, has contributed considerably to offsetting these other cuts.
Thank you, Mayor. Okay, well, there's no other discussion. I'm just going to, I can't open this up to the floor because there's too many people here to do that. What I will do is, if we have union people here from the city, since we heard from the administration, if you would come up and give us a brief synopsis of how you feel about this, and just let you get it out, let you air it out. And we'll start with Mr. Marks, and then one of